We're getting ready to go through the complete process of an embroidery applique design on the Bernina 880. But before I do, I'm going to actually delve into what virtual positioning is all about. First, this design comes from our Embroidery Essentials online course, where you'll notice that I've actually done two of these applique butterfly designs, all quilted in the hoop. And if this is a course that you're interested in, you're going to be learning 15 different embroidery techniques. Now, it's not about finishing this particular project. It's the steps that you take to go from the first step to the last step of every single block and technique. So we do cut work, we do lace designs, we do applique, shadow work, confetti. We do lots of other ones too that aren't actually part of this particular quilt. But what you are learning is all the ins and outs of your machine, the quirks, the positioning. So kind of like what we're going to talk about next, virtual positioning. What does that mean on a Bernina embroidery machine? But this is something that I highly recommend if you're new to embroidery, or if you know you're not using your embroidery unit to its fullest. Check out the links below and click on Embroidery Essentials online course and check it out. I hope you'll join us because it's really a journey that can really take you to all new levels of embroidery. But if you never try it, you'll never get there. You'll find that virtual positioning is actually found in the hoop section. So go ahead and touch the oval hoop or whichever size hoop you have on your screen. You'll be activating it by touching the hoop with the picture of the butterfly and the 4 arrows at the bottom. Now, if you haven't actually already put your hoop on and actually touch the I'm going to go sew button and have it kind of calibrate, you might not be getting just yet the full ability to virtual position a design. Here's what I want to show you. If right now when you touch the design, you were finding that the design and everything is moving really quick around your hoop, then you know you have it on. If it's not, and you're just touching the design and nothing is actually changing, meaning the design picture is changing in your hoop, but the hoop physically is not moving, you might need to actually activate it, put the hoop on as it tells you to, and then come back to this screen. Okay, so let's go ahead and touch the hoop with the butterfly and the 4 arrows. The other thing that we'll be coming back to is this little bullseye with the cross in the center. I'll show you that in just a second. So right now you see a circle with the plus, and that can be touched any place within your design. So if we had a place that this wing, so we could pick a stitch right there on the butterfly wing, and did you notice that our hoop kind of moved to that upper wing position? At this point, if you needed to match it up with an existing design, you're physically moving the needle with the knobs on the side here, left, right, up or down, until that stitch matches what you're trying to connect. This is helpful when you're actually doing designs where you're hooping one after the other. You're doing quilting designs in the hoop where you're really needing to have it be exactly positioned at the right location. But it's not just the 4 corners anymore. It's an actual stitch within the design. So that can also be the center of the design. So let's go back to the hoop, touch the little crosshair. What that's going to do is lock that little center stitch. And now when I move it, I'm actually, oh yeah, you do have to X out of the hoop menu. Now when you move it, you're actually moving the center of the design. So if you have a mark on your fabric where you want the center of the design to be, this is one way to locate it. So once you're all set and you maybe turn the hand wheel and tip the needle down into the fabric, you'll notice that you're either on that spot or maybe need to adjust just slightly. So let me go ahead and do this one more time. I am going to go back into the hoop area, turn off the centering. Okay, so virtual positioning means any place within the design or edge of the hoop or whatever. But as you pick something, you're probably going to need to use the zooming feature. Touch the magnifying glass with the plus on it and then touch it again as you get zoomed in on, and I told you, you can pick the exact stitch you want it to be. So by touching and using the touch feature, then you can go ahead and use the knobs to go left or right and bring that stitch exactly to the location you want on your fabric. So there's a lot of designs that we are not really looking for the center, but we're looking for that stitch to touch some part of our actual fabric or a previous design. So that would be a reason to zoom in on that particular stitch and then move it into positioning. And that is what Bernina calls virtual positioning. If this video has been helpful and you've learned something new, make sure you give us a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel.